Hello, lovely people! Welcome to another quick and handy recap of Mild Magic Icewind Dale. Apologies for the slightly late start there, but now I'm here and I'll be giving you a short rundown of all that transpired in last week's game, so that you're ready and raring for tomorrow's episode. Now, our last game began with our unnamed band of adventurers catching their breath after a trying battle with the frost druid Ravison. Having successfully survived and defeated this servant of Auril, the party decided it best to cremate her body to prevent her possible resurrection. They did so before sitting down for a much-needed short rest, intending to explore the Elvish Barrow where they found themselves after a quick breather. Unfortunately, while they rested, the magical stone doors of the barrow closed, leaving them cut off from everything interesting. Keen to get a look at Ravison's secrets, they examined the moon dial, remembering the flash of brilliant moonlight that had preceded Ravison's entrance to the barrow in the game before. They found the full moon and the new moon were indeed inscribed with Elvish texts, but not a one of them spoke Elvish. Not daunted by their own ignorance, Oster and Tonna argued that their knowledge of Sylvan, a loosely related language, might help them still grasp the meaning, and attempted to see if they could pick out any words. A few intelligence rolls later, Tonna managed to puzzle out the words gaze, face, and questions upon the full moon, and tomb upon the new moon. While the Fey-touched attempted to puzzle out the words, Baroth took his hammer to one of the stone slab doors, and Tonna eventually joined him, and after several hours of work, the party was allowed a glimpse within. A tomb, but scattered with the scant possessions of the frost druid. By this point, the moon had risen, and the party headed out to see if they could do any trickery with the light. Using Lucia's stolen frost sword, the party bent the moonlight to the full moon symbol, and hey presto, the doors within the tomb opened. Leaving the bard holding the sword bending the light, the party went within to explore the tombs. Unwilling to disturb the dead, the party didn't find much within, although Oster did acquire a herbalism kit from Ravison's possessions. They next turned the light reflection onto the new moon symbol and activated Ravison's magic spying mirror. Asking politely and with bated breath to see Sefek Caltro, the party were rewarded with a vision of the resurrected assassin in a richly appointed castle chamber. In conversation with a mysterious, smug git in a large red armchair, who the vision didn't reveal to the party immediately. Caltro complained of being stuck, cooped up, out of sight, while the gods of Targos searched for him, insisting that he should be out doing the Frostmaiden's work, while the plummy stranger insisted upon patience before beginning anew in another town far from the eyes of Targos. Caltro dismissed him, saying the stranger was new to the Frostmaiden and didn't understand her work, to which he replied, "We may be new to your god, but our arrangement with her is quite agreeable," before rising out of his armchair and revealing himself to the party spying. Oster suspicious already from the voice, now recognizing their old cult leader, the elderly red tiefling Kadroth, dressed richly, wearing the black sword of his order over a blue crystal background for the Frostmaiden. The vision ended, and Oster explained more about Kadroth, how they hadn't expected him to actually be here, how his order had killed for reasons Oster didn't know, and how our satyr cleric had burned down the cult's church before running away. With much to think about, the party settled themselves in for a long rest within the barrow. In the morning, they headed back to town. Of course, with the head of the Great White Moose, where they were lauded as heroes and paid handsomely for their work. The free drinks flowed in the tavern, and soon Lucius was unconscious under a table, and Bareth and Oster were pleasantly trashed, while Tonarch maintained a somewhat level head. Unfortunately, it was into this celebration that Scath, captain of the Guard of Targos, and a generally bad dude arrived. They wanted to talk to us, quietly but immediately, about offering us a contract to kill Sefek Caltro and keep it a secret. Apparently, Caltro is a danger, but the idea of Caltro could be lucrative. Baroth and Oster were tentatively interested, but wanted to talk again when sober. Tonarch, frustrated with their party's drunkenness and their dislike of Scath, mouthed off one too many times for the Tiefling captain's liking, and the contract was torn up, never to be offered again. The next day, sober and somewhat hungover, the party set to poking about to find out more about the dead innkeep, the Groots. After a tense conversation, tense exchange of secrets, and the revelation of the elven barrow in the forest, with René, the barkeeper of the Lucky Liar, Baroth found out that the man had simply hung himself, and the people of Lonely Wood are overly prone to gossip. Feeling somewhat like she'd gotten more than she'd given, René offered Baroth another piece of information. That the red tiefling, Kadroth, had been seen in Bryn Shander, heading east with at least a dozen companions. On discussion, this confirmed the party's suspicion that Kadroth and Caltro were likely in Caer Dineval. Finally, in the brisk noon air, the party set out onto the lake to see a dinosaur about a druid. They showed the plesiosaur the necklace beads of Ravicin, and the dinosaur seemed relieved to know that its creator was truly dead. Its parting words to the group were thus: "I will speak of your deeds to the Dale, and the Dale will repay you." And so, we left off, with the party on the road back toward Bryn Shander, where we will pick up tomorrow night for the next episode of Mild Magic's Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Thank you so much to our brilliant Izzy, who wrote this little recap, and thank you to Kate Irwin, who was the art supervisor, who supervised the creation of all the lovely art you've seen throughout this little recap. You'll find the names of all the specific artists in the description below. Until tomorrow, my friends, stay safe. We love you a lot. We love you very much. Bye-bye.